There's a strange thing that happens to many people as they age. One day, you're holding conversations where people listen intently. You're sought after for advice, and your presence in a room matters. Then, slowly, almost without you, realizing the world stops noticing. Your opinions are brushed aside in family gatherings. The waiter addresses your adult child instead of you. Strangers look past you in grocery store aisles as if you're just part of the background. Not that you've become any less intelligent, capable, or full of stories. It's that society has a subtle way of erasing people once they're no longer seen as relevant. For millions of older Americans, this isn't just an occasional experience. It's a daily reality. And it hurts. Not because we need constant attention, but because being seen is one of the deepest human needs. But here's the good news. While we can't change every part of how society operates, we can take powerful steps to make sure we never fade into the shadows of our own lives. One of the biggest reasons older people feel invisible is because their life story gets tucked away like an old photo album. Beautiful, but collecting dust. In American culture, where what's new gets more attention than what's true, your decades of experience may not always be invited into conversation. That means you must volunteer your voice. People connect to stories, not statistics. If you want to be seen, you need to keep telling yours. Not in a let me bore you with the past way, but in a way that connects the past to the present. For example, if your granddaughter is nervous about her first job interview, you could share the story of your first job, the nerves, the mistakes, and how you overcame them. Suddenly, you're not just grandma, you're a mentor with lived wisdom. Keep a memory journal where you jot down little life lessons you've learned. Then share them in conversations when they fit naturally. Use modern platforms, social media, family group chats, or even short videos to tell snippets of your story. You'd be amazed how much people love hearing back then when it's tied to what matters now. Avoid self-reacing. Language like, oh, you probably don't care about this. Say instead, this reminds me of something important I learned years ago. If you feel shy about talking about yourself, remember this. Sharing your story is not about ego. It's about connection. And connection keeps you visible. One of the most dangerous myths about aging is that learning stops at a certain age. But here's a secret. In the eyes of others, people who learn are people who shine. When you learn something new, you break stereotypes. And when you learn publicly, letting others see you challenge yourself, you remind them you're still. Growing invisibility often happens when others assume they already know you. By learning something unexpected, you rewrite the way people see you. Imagine this. You're 72 and you start taking an online photography course at your granddaughter's birthday party. You're not just grandpa who sits quietly. You're grandpa the photographer who takes the most stunning pictures of the day. That changes the conversation. Take a class at your local library, senior center, or community college. Something with visible results like painting, tech skills, or a new language. Post about your progress on social media or share updates with friends and family. Don't hide your learning process. Let people see you make mistakes and laugh about them. Shows vitality and courage. Visibility isn't just about being seen. It's about being seen doing. The more active you are in learning, the more you stay part of the living conversion. Many older people only socialize with other older people. While there's comfort in shared experience, it can unintentionally feed the feeling of invisibility. In the wider society, intergenerational friendships with people much younger and older than you keep you woven into the fabric of the world. Younger friends bring you into conversations about today's culture. Older friends remind you of your shared resilience. When you connect across generations, you don't just preserve your relevance, you multiply it. For example, a 65-year-old who volunteers to mentor high school students not only shares valuable knowledge, but also becomes part of those students. Mental important people list for life. Volunteer in spaces where younger people are, schools, youth centers, hobby groups. Join clubs or online communities that mix ages like gardening groups, book clubs, or cooking classes. Be curious about younger people's lives without judgment. Ask about their music, technology, and slang, even if you don't use it. Don't aim to be cool. Aim to be curious. Curiosity is more attractive than trying to blend in. One of the surest ways to avoid feeling invisible is to leave tangible proof of your presence. Something that says, I was here and I mattered. This could be creative like a memoir, artwork, or quilt. Practical like a community project or a family recipe book. Or digital like a blog. a YouTube channel, or a podcast. When you create something lasting, you not only claim your place in the present, you ensure you'll be remembered in the future. That's the opposite of invisibility. Imagine your great-grandchildren, decades from now, watching videos you made about your life, your cooking, your advice. To them, you're not just a name in a family tree. You're alive. Choose a medium you enjoy: writing, recording, audio, video, or photography. Set a small, steady goal like one story a week, one recipe a month, or one photo series a season. Share it now, not someday. Visibility grows when others witness your creation process. You don't need to be a professional artist. You just need to start. Perfection is invisible. Progress is memorable. You can't feel visible if you're physically withdrawing from the world. If you avoid going out because you feel slow, tired, or insecure about your appearance, invisibility grows. In American culture, presence often equals participation. If you're there, you're part of the story. If you're absent, you're forgotten faster than you think. Physical presence also boosts your mental health. Studies show that simply being around people, even without deep interaction, reduces feelings of isolation and increases your sense of belonging. Invest in your mobility and health. Daily walks, gentle strength training, stretching. Dress in a way that makes you feel confident, not invisible. Add color, accessories, or anything that feels like you. Attend events even when you don't feel like it. Visibility requires showing up. You don't have to be the center of attention. Being seen in the room sends the message: I'm still here. I'm still part of this world. Aging doesn't mean disappearing. It means your light shifts from the sharp, intense beam of youth to the warm, steady glow of wisdom. The world may not always know how to honor that glow, but you can make sure it never dims by telling your story, learning publicly, connecting across generations, creating something lasting, and protecting your presence. You've lived too much, seen too much, and survived too much to fade into the background. The truth is, the people who stay visible are the ones who refuse to accept invisibility as just part of getting older. They claim space, share their voice, and keep showing up. And you still have chapters to write, memories to make, and people to inspire. So walk into the room, tell your story. Let the world see you clearly, boldly, unapologetically, because you're not invisible. You're unforgettable.